Hi everybody, I'm Brian from NILAS. I want to talk to you a little bit tonight about MBE and bar prep, what we call the bar review system from NILAS. Everybody seems to have a bar prep program, everybody. I mean, there's national programs, there's programs online, I'm not going to name all of them, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. But what you have to understand is that not all bar prep programs are exactly the same. Not every person should take one size fits all. Sometimes what you need is a tailor-made program, and that's what NILAS offers, is tailor-made bar prep review. One of the most important things when you're working with a bar prep company, yeah, you do need core law. You need to have the basic understanding of what the law is. In theory, you should have gotten that in law school, but in practice, we all know that you need a lot of brushing up on tort law, contracts, constitutional law, criminal law, etc. The reality is this, that even though you don't have all that material in your brain right now, in 2 short months, you need to be able to put that back out to the bar exam and you need to be able to pass. So what we want to do is we want to talk a little bit about how the NILAS method changes that from a standard bar prep review course and how we can tailor make it to be exactly what it is that you need. Number 1, the MBE. The multi-state bar exam is a multiple choice test question. The MBE is not, on one hand, for the faint of heart, but at the same time, it is a good example of knowing certain key areas of law. The problem with the MBE doesn't stem or isn't about multiple choice questions. It's really a test on knowing how to take multiple choice questions. Absolutely, you need to know some law. But knowing how to take the test is as important as it is understanding some of the law. So one of the first things that NILAS does is we give you the 6 core subject areas that the MBE tests on. Most of you should know what the 6 core areas are. Contracts, torts, constitutional law, criminal and criminal procedure, the federal rules of evidence, and of course, property. You need to have those core 6 areas really under your belt. So one of the things that NILAS spends a lot of time on is developing that core understanding of each of those 6 subject areas. After you get those down, what NILAS begins to do is teach you how to break down a question. This is the pedagogical understanding of how a question is actually put together. We actually use past bar exams, and we take a look at each one of the questions in a way that you begin to understand not just what is being asked, but the method that they're actually using to ask the question. Multiple choice test questions and using this particular method is a valid way of testing because it's what we call standardized testing. As an example, we learned a number of years ago that in standardized testing, tests from one group to the next must be generally standard. Now that's not to say that they use the exact same questions in every single bar exam, but what they will do is they will use similar typology questions. In other words, if this question is this kind of question, the next test will be a very similar kind of question. And so what you've got to learn to do is understand that type of question and how to answer that particular type of problem. The second thing you need to be able to do when you're dealing with multiple choice questions is work quickly. This is a timed test. You can't just dawdle, you have to do it fast. Many of our students that come to us that are repeat bar takers, they have to actually increase their speed and their accuracy at the same time. The last thing that you have to do when it comes to the MBE is you have to slow down. What I mean by slow down is this. Haste makes waste. When you have 4 answers in the answer set, A, B, C, and D, subtle changes between one word makes all the difference between whether or not you get the answer right or you get the answer wrong. Study is important, but learning the methodology of how they do the MBE is even more important. In our next segment, we're going to talk a little bit about the MBE. We're also going to talk about the MPT and show you how the NILAS bar prep approach really is your key to understanding how to pass the bar exam. Thanks.